like, I really am a massive fan of making movies, but I really do not like Hollywood.
All right, Deal from back in the building. So that was the actor Tom Holland. He's the one that played like in the last 6 Spider-Man movies, right? So clearly this guy has found a lot of success in Hollywood. So why would someone that has everything that we think we want to walk away from it and separate himself from Hollywood, right? Now we keep hearing these conversations over and over and over, and the conspiracy theories about the industry being so dark. And we even get these conversations from the people that's in the industry, but a lot of us still fail to realize that it's not all what it looks like from the outside. And what he just said should be a clear example of that same thing, right? Now, I could only imagine what he had to do to get to that level of success in Hollywood. The people he had to sit down with, having conversation, going out on dinner dates with people that he's not fond of, and all those things, right? Now, shout out to The Art of Dialogue, because he sat down with Omar Gooding and asked him that same question about the casting couch or the casting call, where you have to go sit down with the director and basically convince them to give you a part in the movie. Listen to this.
Selling your soul in Hollywood, is that a real thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty wild, right? So we're hearing the same conversations. What Tom Holland said was from a different angle. It's almost like he got everything from Hollywood, but he wants to walk away. Why? But these conversations, man, it keeps happening. And if y'all want more proof, this lady, Thandie Newton, spoke about how uncomfortable she was sitting down behind the scenes with certain directors and almost feeling humiliated at what they were saying to her and at her trying to get a job.
Fresh from boarding school, going out into, on the casting couch, I was definitely objectified to an extreme.
That's crazy. And it's so many people that sign up to either be like little extras here and there, but they have a bigger goal of getting into the industry. And I have to give y'all one more. Rob Schneider, he sat down and he said with Larry King, he sat down with Larry King and was talking about how he went to go to a director's house to go basically fake read the script. That's what the director told him he was coming for. And he said, listen, he said this.
When I was a young actor, yeah, I was asked to go to a hotel room of a director. It was a famous director, and I didn't think anything weird by it because it never thing had ever happened to me. And so
Now, that has to paint the clearest picture that anyone could imagine of what goes on behind these closed doors. And the things, that's why a lot of times when I see people that look like they have access and they look like they have money and life is supposed to be peaches and cream, and I just wonder sometimes, why are they so angry, or why do they have an attitude? They're driving a G-Wagon, they're driving a Rolls Royce, but they just always seem to have the worst attitude. That's because you don't know what these people have to go through in Hollywood or entertainment in general. And even sometimes not even in those fields, other fields that come with a lot of access. A lot of these things, that's why these fraternities, the sororities, they are even built up on the same situation. You have to do things to be initiated. You have to be scrutinized by the people that say they love you. It's weird because they have to have, just like the movie The Skulls, right? They all had secrets on each other. And for them to betray each other, that means they betrayed the people that knew the most things about them. So they know once they betray someone, they could get blackmailed with the same secrets that they're about to expose about the next person. And this shit just goes really deep. And that's why I always say, we've seen so many people recently who passed away from hazing with the sororities and all these things.
But tonight, investigators say it was not basketball, it was hazing, and that he was repeatedly punched in the chest. Here's Whit Johnson.
Tonight, a recent college graduate under arrest in connection with a horrific alleged hazing death in Louisiana. 23-year-old Caleb McCrae facing manslaughter and criminal hazing charges as authorities search for at least 2 more suspects. Last month, 20-year-old Southern University junior Caleb Wilson was unresponsive when a group of men dropped him off at a Baton Rouge emergency room. Court documents state the men allegedly told hospital staff that Wilson collapsed after being struck in the chest while playing basketball. But tonight, investigators say that was a lie.
Caleb Wilson died as the direct result of a hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity.
These sororities is almost prepping you for a big stage like Hollywood or the music industry. That's my personal opinion. Because, you know, when you growing up and you thought, okay, maybe you could sing, maybe you could dance, or you could rap your ass off, right? And you just thought people really just get discovered from being good at what they do. That's not how it goes anymore. And I don't even think that's how it was going in the first place. That's just what they sold the masses, that once you're talented and you put the hard work in, you're going to get to the level. No, you have to be selected. And then you have to be vetted by these people in power to make sure you are down with what comes in those circles. You don't just walk in these rooms and get this exposure just because you're talented. Because if we listen to the music right now or watch these movies, I feel like every movie after like 2014 suck, right? These new actors, they suck. The music, it sucks. Everything sucks. Only music that still feel good and sound good is probably like pop music or some of these crossover songs. But what we're being fed in the hip-hop urban community, it's ass. It sucks 100%. And that's not by accident, right? So this is a whole power ring that we're talking about here. They put you in compromising positions. Then they tell you what you have to do. They're going to give you this role to play this role. Don't matter what this role is about. If you don't like the character or you don't like the characteristics of the character, you're going to have to play that role. Or a scandal might come out about you next week about some shit that you did behind closed doors. Just like with the music. These artists have to make certain songs that the A&R tell them to make, or else. It's just that simple. Blackmailing is like one of the number 1 keys in the industry. And this is why the casting couch and all these things happen. Like, it goes so deep. It goes so deep. The Informant, I'm out.